Hey everyone, it's Deja from CrochetEverAfter.com. Today we're doing the newest motif of the month. This is March 2015, and this is a square filler motif. So this is kind of a basic 2-round motif that can be made in 1 or 2 colors, and it's great for using in place, or not in place, but with other motifs. So it's a nice small motif that its dimensions can be changed pretty quickly, so you can move it and grab it and pull it around however you want it to look. So either square, diamond, but you can use it in between bigger motifs on a shawl or a scarf or a blanket or whatever it may be. It comes in handy because it's so fast and simple and small that it will work for many different projects. So I'm making this in worsted weight yarn. You can make it in any kind of yarn for your project that you need. And we're using a 5mm USH hook. So if you want to make the same exact size, grab those and the pattern that is below, and we'll get started. Okay, we're going to start off our motif by making a slip knot on our hook. And we're going to chain 6 and then join it with a slip stitch. So the chain 6 is going to create an open center for our motif. So we yarn over from back to front and pull through, and I always point my hook straight down at the loop to get through nice and easy. And then once you have your 6 chains, you're going to go ahead and slip stitch in the first chain that you made. So the sixth chain from your hook. So I'm just going to insert my hook anywhere there because we're going to cover it up with round 1. Yarn over, or kind of lay over your yarn over your hook and pull it through. Pull through the loop on your hook. Now you have your ring. So this is a pretty easy ring to work into. It's nice and large. So I'm just moving the tail out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and start round 1. So the very first thing we're gonna do is chain 1 and then single crochet right into the ring. And the chain 1 is just to bring the single crochet up to a good height so it's not all squished down. Then we're going to chain 3. This is going to bring up our height for a treble crochet. So the next thing is we're going to treble inside the ring. So we yarn over twice, and you'll see that there was a star right before the single crochet. This is part of, a bracket. So this is part of a repeat that we're going to do all the way around. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook through the center, yarn over or lay over and pull up a loop. Then we're going to work off our loops 2 loops at a time for a treble crochet. So you yarn over back to front, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the last 2. You notice I always point my hook down when I go through everything. It makes it easy to get through and you don't get caught on your loops. So you'll see I did another 3 chains. This is kind of the corner for the next round. So just remember that the 3 chains between the 2 trebles we're doing are our corners. So I'm going to do another treble crochet. So I yarn over twice, insert my hook in the center, pull up a loop. Notice I pull down, or point down to get through nice and easy. So I'm always turning sideways and up and then down, kind of like a rowing motion here. So then I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to go back down to the ring, so that's bringing our height back down, and then we're going to repeat what's in the brackets. So that was the end of the bracket there. Now we're going to repeat this whole thing again. So I'm going to single crochet into the ring, chain 3, and you'll notice that the brackets say 4 times. So we're going to be making 4 of these little petals, I guess you could call them, or corners, or whatever you might want to call them. So we'll do 3 chains and then another treble, pull up, pull through 2, through 2, through 2, then another chain 3, and then we start again. So we have our single crochet. So we'll do that 2 more times to get all of our corners or petals or whatever you want to call them, and then we'll finish off with row 2 or round 2. Okay, I'm on my last chain 3. Then it's telling me to finish the round off by joining with a slip stitch in my first single crochet. So I'm just going to go under both of those loops on top of the single crochet and yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on my hook. So I'm just going to fasten that off because we're switching colors. So what we have is our little 4-pointed motif so far. So now we're going to join in the new color, and we're going to do it with a standing stitch, which is a cool stitch where you don't have to use any chains. So let me show you how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. So normally when you join a new color, you usually slip stitch it to your old color. So you might insert your hook, pull through, and then pull through a loop and then start chaining. So if you're going to do double crochet here, you would chain 3 and then double crochet. But we're not going to do that. We're going to join with a standing stitch. So we still slip stitch. And this is, we're just going to start crocheting kind of in midair is what it's going to be. So it tells us to join with a standing double crochet in any of our single crochet spaces. So you can pick any one of the 4. I'm just going to pick this one right here since it's already in front of me. And I'm going to start double crocheting. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to yarn over like I would for any double crochet. Hold onto your tail though, because if you don't, you're going to unwind that yarn over you just did. So make sure you hold on to your tail so you have 2 loops on your hook, and then you're going to insert your hook into the single crochet. So make sure that this working yarn is behind you. Insert your hook into that single crochet. You'll see my working yarn is on top here. Then I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull up a loop, and just like a regular double crochet, I have 3 loops on my hook. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through the first 2, and then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through the second 2. So this standing double crochet created our round. So we have the height of a double crochet, we have a double crochet, there's no chains, so we don't have the awkward chain 3 that doesn't look like a double crochet standing there, and it's really easy to join at the end of the round because it's like a regular stitch with the V on top. The only difference is your tail is up top instead of down here, but still simple to weave in, not a problem at all. So then it tells me to double crochet again into that single crochet. So I'm going to insert my hook right back in the same spot and do another double crochet. Then my next instruction is to single crochet in the top of my chain 3. So it's kind of like we're acting like this is kind of a double crochet and we're putting a single crochet. So I'm going to go right through the center of that chain. Doesn't matter if you catch 1 or 2 loops, it's up to you. Yarn over and single crochet. Then we're going to single crochet in our treble. So if you notice when we work into chains, it kind of pulls our next stitch a little bit out of whack, so it doesn't quite look like a V stitch afterwards. You can see I have 1 loop here and then 1 loop over here kind of getting pulled away. So when I go into this treble, I want to make sure that I still catch both of those 2 loops, and you'll see when I catch them, they squish back together like a normal stitch. So we're doing a single crochet there, and now we're at our corner. So remember how I said in between each of the trebles is our little corner? So now we're at the corner. We're going to do 5 single crochets all the way around the chain. So that's going to cover the 3 chains, so that's like 3 stitches, and then we're going to do an extra 2 to make a corner, so we get a turn out of this corner here. So I have 4, I'm going to do 1 more, so that should cover, whoops, my tail in the way. So that should cover all of our chain 3 stitches. Then we have the opposite of this side we just did. We have a single crochet in the top of our treble, and you'll notice that I pulled my stitches over on the chain before I got to this treble, because I'll show you over here real quick that a lot of times this is going to kind of cover the top of your stitch. So you just want to pull it out of the way so that you can see your stitch so you can work into it. So we have a single crochet here, and then a single crochet in the top of this chain 3. So I've got that, and then we repeat everything. We are now, well, this is kind of the end of our repeat since we started with kind of a different instruction here. So we have 2 double crochets in our single crochet. So you can just move your tail out of the way or crochet it into your work however you like to do it. But we're going to do 2 double crochets, and now our repeat begins over. So this is what we're going to do all the way around, but I'm going to show you over here real quick how that corner looks. So again, I'm going to single crochet at the top of my chain 3, and then single crochet into my treble, and then I'm going to do the 5 here. So I'm just doing them quick like I normally would, and you'll see how they kind of get in the way of my treble. There's 4 and 5. So if I just started trying to look for my treble, it's actually almost completely covered. These are all my chains, 1, 2, 3, and my treble is covered by this last single crochet. So I need to pull that over. You can see my treble stitch has just become uncovered, so that's the one that was covered. So make sure you do that so you don't miss that stitch. But continue this pattern all the way around, and we'll come back right at the end and meet up. Okay, I'm just finishing the very last single crochet of the round. So now I'm back to my standing stitch, and you can see it looks just like all my regular stitches, and we're going to join up the round by slip stitching into that first stitch. So I'm going to pull through, and then I'm going to fasten off because we are done. This is a great filler motif, so if you have like really big motifs and you're making a shawl or a scarf, this is a good one because it's got these corners that will pull out. So this is not like a laying flat motif. You can see if I hold it, it's a little bumpy, but the corners pull out really good so that if you need to connect weird shapes, this will move to how you need it to be connected. So it's a good motif for that, not necessarily to make something all by itself because you can see how bumpy it is. So now I'm going to just weave in the ends, and I'll show it to you when it's all done so you can see how it looks. Okay, I got the ends all weaved in. You can see that the motif is very airy with all the chain 3s in between, but like I said, it's great for attaching to other motifs because you can make it quite a few different shapes. So you can see if I just pull it this way, I can get quite a very pointy diamond out of it, or you can pull it in all corners and get kind of a scalloped, I don't know if I would call it scalloped, but like a interesting square shape. So lots of different things you can do with this. If you use it for anything else, let us know below. And if you have any questions, let me know below, but thank you for watching.